Welcome to my channel. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. On October 22nd, this edition of The Golden Bachelor, fitness instructor Debbie Siebers, 65 years old, was eliminated as Mel Owens presented Peg Munson and Cindy Colors with his last two roses. Because Debbie was so sure they could go further with him, Mel's final decision caught her off surprise. After her departure, Debbie spoke frankly about the impact it had on her mental health in an article that appeared in Glamour on October 22, 2025. According to the Golden Bachelor star, it took her a good couple of weeks to recover from the rejection after she got back to Denver. But getting back to normal life after spending time in the mansion with the ladies was just as challenging, as Debbie admitted. Debbie revealed that, even after their breakup, she couldn't stop thinking about Mel and what went wrong. She claims that Mel's energy changed once she spoke about her ex-husband, who later took his own life. After Mel ended her adventure on the show, Debbie was taken aback and perplexed as to why he had picked the other two ladies over her. In response to Mel's question about whether she understood her intentions, Debbie stated, "The Bachelor sent her home, as far as she could tell, since he was more attached to the other ladies. Cindy and her would be his last two, though, she was sure of it. Mel was most impressed with Peg and Cindy's sports enthusiasm," according to Debbie. Debbie felt he had a stronger connection to her rivals than she did because he was a former NFL player and she didn't follow sports. The Golden Bachelor actress kept comparing herself to the other two, claiming that Cindy had stronger love for Mel and that Peg lacked her emotional intensity. "The way it's supposed to work out," was Debbie's explanation for how everything turned out. Debbie elaborated on her ideal partner's characteristics, saying they should be super romantic and super vulnerable, and that they should select her. "It was hard to pull things out of him," Debbie reflected on her relationship with Mel. "Because he was emotionally reserved, she felt cheated out of the opportunity to have such profound talks with him on their overnight date." Debbie responded, "I didn't want to spend the rest of my life living alone and I was deserving of finding my partner." When asked if she would participate in the Golden Bachelorette despite the grief, fans will have to hold tight until October 29th when the ladies get back together for the tell-all special to settle any outstanding scores. On the latest episode of The Golden Bachelor, viewers witnessed a shocking turn of events when Debbie, one of the front-runners in the competition, found herself eliminated from the show. The drama, the emotions, and the raw vulnerability she showed after the elimination left fans both heartbroken and in awe. In a candid interview, Debbie opens up about what went through her mind during the elimination and what it was like to experience such an emotional moment on national television. For many fans of The Golden Bachelor, Debbie had quickly become a favorite. Her kindness, grace, and chemistry with Bachelor Jerry Turner had drawn viewers in, making her elimination all the more unexpected. Throughout the season, Debbie had consistently shown a deep emotional connection with Jerry, and many believed that she was one of the final contenders for his heart. So when she was sent home in a dramatic twist, it left her and the fans in utter disbelief. As the camera rolled on the elimination ceremony, Debbie's face was filled with confusion, shock, and sadness. It was clear that she never saw it coming. When asked about the moment she heard the dreaded words, "I'm sorry, but this is where our journey ends," Debbie admitted that she couldn't believe it at first. "I think my body just went into shock. I couldn't process what was happening. Everything had been going so well, and I genuinely thought I was going to be one of the ones to stay. It felt like a dream." "A bad dream," Debbie shared. She explained that, in the heat of the moment, her emotions took over. "It wasn't just shock. It was a whirlwind of emotions. I felt embarrassed, hurt, and confused all at once. To be standing there in front of Jerry and all the cameras and realizing that everything I had hoped for had just come crashing down, it was overwhelming." Debbie's elimination marked a turning point in the show. With each passing week, The Golden Bachelor has become more about the relationships between the contestants and Jerry, and less about the drama typically associated with reality TV. Viewers had invested in the emotional journeys of these women, and Debbie's exit left them just as heartbroken as she was. As one of the more mature contestants, her authenticity and vulnerability had earned her a special place in the hearts of the audience. Despite the shock and sadness Debbie felt in the moment, she now looks back on the experience with a sense of clarity. I think at first I was just in shock because I couldn't understand why it had happened. I had given my heart, I had shown up authentically, and I had hoped that it would be enough, she explained. But sometimes life doesn't go the way you plan, and this was one of those moments. Looking back, Debbie admitted that it wasn't easy to face the reality of the situation. I had built such a strong connection with Jerry, and I thought that connection was mutual. It felt real. So when I was eliminated, I had to reconcile the idea that maybe I was wrong. That was hard, she said, but what stands out most in Debbie's reflection is her gratitude. It was an incredible experience, and I'm so thankful for it, she said with a smile. I met Jerry, I was able to open my heart, and I got to experience something truly unique. Not everyone gets to say that, and that's something I'll always cherish. Fans have been left wondering whether Debbie's emotional journey on The Golden Bachelor could lead to something more, whether it's a future with Jerry or perhaps another chapter in her life. In a show where the stakes are high and emotions run deep, it's hard to imagine anyone walking away unscathed. Debbie, however, shows nothing but resilience. Even after the heartbreak, she's remained open to the possibility of love and growth. While Debbie is still processing her experience, she's had a lot of support from her fellow contestants. It's been so wonderful to have the other women to lean on. We've all been through such emotional ups and downs, and I think we've created bonds that go beyond the show, Debbie said. In the end, we all came there to find love, and while it didn't work out for me with Jerry, I'm hopeful that my love story is still out there. The Golden Bachelor fans have rallied behind Debbie, expressing their admiration for her strength and openness. Debbie is so real. She didn't try to be something she's not, and that's why so many of us connected with her, said one fan on social media. Her shock was palpable, but so was her grace. We're rooting for her. Despite the heartbreak, Debbie is staying positive and hopeful for what the future holds. I'm just focusing on moving forward, she said. I've learned so much about myself throughout this journey, and I'm excited to see what the next chapter of my life brings. Maybe this wasn't my time with Jerry, but it doesn't mean it's the end of my story. In the world of The Golden Bachelor, where emotions often run high and feelings are put to the test, Debbie's story has become one of resilience and hope. While her time on the show may have ended unexpectedly, she's proven that there's always a silver lining, even in the most difficult of moments. For those who followed her journey, Debbie's honesty and vulnerability have been a breath of fresh air. And while she may have faced the shock of a lifetime during her elimination, she's not letting that stop her from believing in love and the possibility of a happy ending. After all, for someone as genuine and loving as Debbie, the right person is just around the corner.